Hold up. Why do they doubt the kid? I'm about to prove them all wrong again. I got a low tolerance, cause they don't even know what the problem is. It's me. You waiting on the boy to fail, now hold your breath and face your death. Cause you play a roulette with each step I progress, no less. Go ahead and place your bets, cause we know where we at, we know we top tier. Cause all the hate that you bring, we know it stops here. I'm taking off like a rocket here, ain't stopping here. It's strange how they cannot see the future, but see profit here. Wait up, we gon' always win. Promise that that's not a promise here, that is a threat. You know that I promise to bring the team commas. When the whole team win, that's when you flex. Win, and I'ma do it again. Watch me win, then watch me do it again. Tell 'em I can't take no loss. My team holds.
What's good? What's good? What's good?
Aiming for the top, can't make it by
Every episode.
myself.
Every episode. I gotta deal with this. Kenny, you used to it. The hell if you don't know, you
I
gotta
can't
deal with
lift my
every
shoulders. We shoveled yesterday, like
That's it. That's all I need. You good? We good.
What's good? What's good? What's good? So hell, I got to deal with that every episode. You haven't been. This is your first time on this season, Kenny. You know what he does.
Yeah, but he always brings the energy.
He does.
I ain't mad at him. All right, what's good, guys? Kenny, what's good?
Oh, cool, man. Good to see you all. I think it's a fitting playoff preview given that Valentine's Day today, and some people might have their hearts broken tomorrow in the game. So
I like that. E, what's good, my brother?
Ready, man. Ready for this matinee show.
All right.
Let's get it going.
So hell, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome. Listen,
I'm usually in bed when you do the 10 o'clock pod.
I know. It's too late for him, man.
Before,
y'all,
let's put something out there real quick. We're gonna be concise tonight, and I know he's not expecting this. Again, we and Rob always talk about we get to do the fun part. A lot of people don't know. Let's give Soa his flowers for everything he's doing on this league, man. For real. For real.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? So
He does a lot of, like we said, a lot of the
dirty
stuff.
work. A lot of the dirty work that's
the,
not seen all the time. Y'all see him on the field reffing. Y'all see him put out some content, but there's other stuff that goes along with it. Big part of what's going on. So shout out to
Soa. On that responsibility, which allows me and Rob to do this. So let's give him his flowers, man. That's it.
Yes, sir. Now, all right. So I'm not gonna say an eventful week. We had some games. Some people got their first win. Some people
still winless.
Some teams are battered and bruised. Some people are trucking on like they've been doing from the start of the season. So lots of little bit to talk about. Just for a record, this is we're gonna recap this week's games. We're not gonna spend too much time because there's more important games that come up tomorrow, and that's what this show is mostly about.
Yeah.
Some people
are we picking?
Are we picking them? No, I'm not picking them. We can't pick. We can't pick. Kenny can pick, but I know one of the games what he got to pick. But Kenny can pick. We're as the people who ref the games, we can't pick any games.
That's fair.
We have to stay unbiased in that sense. But Kenny, you can pick. You can pick them. We're gonna put you on the spot today.
We picked at the other place.
We did, but it was.
I get what you're saying.
That was different, though.
It was different. Yeah, it was a little different.
That's fair.
All right, so we're gonna start here with 220 versus the free agents. Sahel, did you get to watch this one back?
No, not yet.
No, not yet.
Listen, man, you know how much stuff we do on the phone.
Yeah. No, I got you.
But I was peeking over when I was roughing. It seemed like a typical 220 game they came to play. I was surprised by the mercy rule. I ain't gonna lie. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting more of like a 6 to 8 point win, but not 19 points. So
220 them boys. Let's go to E. I know Kenny ready. E, go ahead. I know you ready too, E, but I know Kenny probably got much to say. Go ahead.
No, let Kenny go first. We got Kenny.
All right, go ahead, Kenny.
I think Soho just summed it up well. I think 220 controlled this one throughout. Rohit played well at QB. There were some spots where See, let's see. I thought he should have taken off, and those actually turned into incompletions. And I think he had a pick later. I know Germ had a very nice pick six in this one.
2 pick sixes.
A couple of picks. Yeah. And I saw that 220 played in a lot of space. Their receivers did. They had a couple drops, but it didn't really impact them much. And what would I say is the problem with free agents? Let me look at what I wrote down. They had a few other players that subbed in well for free agents. Mod had an interception, and I think he scored a touchdown, didn't he? Maybe that was another game. I remember he played pretty well.
Subbed in twice today.
He scored when he filled in with the Gladiators. I think.
Okay.
Yeah. The Gladiators.
Okay, yeah, that's what because I remember seeing him on screen doing something, but I mean,
Mod's on 220. Mod's on 220.
Yeah,
it was after Dre had the pitched it to Andre.
Yes,
then he picked up.
I was gonna mention Andre because I saw Andre on screen. I was like, I haven't seen him since he got suspended. At the other. Like, oh, that's Andre. Oh, but he played well though. He had a few passes and he helped complete that pick six play. It's like, all right, good for Andre. And he didn't go out for anything nefarious in that other place. It's just that he had an inadvertent rule infraction and then I was like, oh.
Well, you don't got to worry about it because your flag is clipped. You can't tie the pop flags. So that's actually I forgot about that. E, what you got?
Let me drive a little bit, Rob. I need you to be analyst today. Let me drive the show a little bit. All right. I just got a question because we're going to talk about what happened before, but I want to look in the future.
All right.
Free agents. When you need a play, who's the guy that you go to?
Who would I go to if I was on the free agent?
I'm just asking in general. All three of you guys. Who's the guy?
If Germ is quartering,
I'm going to
Umair. I mean, those guys get open.
Straight up, I'm going to Umair. I've been watching videos of this team.
Umair makes plays.
Umair's the one guy that is consistent in what he does every time at every position. So I would go to Umair.
And he had a nice pick six in this one too. I mean, it was late, but still, he makes plays.
That would be my choice.
Yeah, it's hard to because I'm trying to think of all the collection of free agents on the free agents.
Well, you have Lamar.
It's Gladiators. Like
you got Lamar, you got AZ, you got Umair, Usman. Christian wasn't here this week.
Mm-hmm.
So out of the bunch, now if Lamar can also make a play, but focus wise, I'm taking Umair.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair. Yeah. Sometimes it's about who you can trust. Like,
yes,
that's what I'm asking. Like,
yes.
Yes, I would trust Umair. I'm calling it for Umair.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I'd go with that too.
Who's the guy on 220?
Who's the guy on 220 that I'm going to in 220 has a lot of guys.
That's what I would say. They have
by consistency of this season. There's one. No, you're talking about the guy who's good. Who I'm going to go to. Who I'm going to trust.
No. I'm not. But that's what I wanted you to say. That they have a lot of guys. So now, where would you rank free agent coming up in the playoffs? Where would you rank free agent among this team? Do you feel like they have what it takes to? Are they in the play-in?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, they're not.
No, actually, no. Free agents
they play the Browns, right?
Yes.
You trust them to beat the Browns? What do they have to do to beat the Browns? Let me put it that way.
We're not making predictions, though.
No, free agent. We always do the free agents win if what? We're not doing predictions. Free agents win.
Win.
We don't really have to talk about the game that passed. Let's talk about what they have to do.
Germ has to play a clean game at QB. He has to stay in the pocket and not get so antsy early in the count and cut off half the field for himself like he does sometimes. And I've watched Usman and them like, yo, stay in the middle because he'll get a little antsy and not being a traditional QB. A lot of guys do that. He'll get a little antsy. He got the little bounce step, but then it'll be at like 2 Mississippi and he'll start fading away and take away half of his field. So if Germ can settle down early because I've seen him make the throws, but he has to settle down early and keep a leveled head and stay in the pocket. If that makes
Who's
any
giver
sense.
for the Browns? Is it your
Who's
nephew?
giver for the
No, that's for
Browns?
elites.
Uh
It's Ohi
oh, he
most of
yes.
the times.
Okay.
So for free agents, I think to win against the Browns, it favors them to keep it a low scoring game. I don't think they can keep up with them offensively. Especially with Adil being there. He could take 180 yards. So if they could keep him to like 3 or less scores, they have a chance of winning, in my opinion. But if it's a shootout, I don't see them keeping up.
Have a chance. Got it.
Defense. All right.
Kenny, you had to
Interesting.
look. You had to look.
I mean, I think free agents depends on who shows up. Again, that's always a big question. They have that. I think they can go toe to toe with the Browns. Again, I would echo what Rob just said in terms of the turnovers from Germs. He tends to do this like fadeaway thing when he throws, and his accuracy goes way down. That led to a couple picks in this past game. If he runs, he's dangerous. I think he's one of the best QB runners playing in the league. And when he actually stands and throws, he throws well. If they just don't turn the ball over and they don't get frazzled, that happened to them in another league in a big championship game a couple months ago, they can win. Like the free agents, that's why that whole division is wide open. Even though I'd say 220 is right now the best of the bunch, anybody can win in that division, and they can win this game. So,
I like that. I agree. I agree.
Okay. All right.
So Germ, you heard it here. Settle down. He also can't get too high or too low with
Good
what
point.
happens.
Yep.
He can be really hyped, and then it can drop really, because then confident, if it doesn't go well, confidence drops, and he doesn't play well when the confidence is low. So he has to keep himself, he has to understand and move on to the next play.
Sure.
All right. Anything else about this game? And to your
220
question,
has the bye and play the winner of the other game we're going to talk about, right?
yes, we'll get to that when we go over the.
I just want to know. I just want
in-
to make
in
sure.
general. And on 220, if I wanted, just like you asked for the other team, the one guy who has been the most consistent for 220 is KJ. He's made plays every time they needed one. That he's been there steady. That's the guy I would probably go to.
But I'm saying that's being said on the team that has Tommy, that has Mod, that
Yes.
has James. Like that team is.
Yes, no knock on the other guys, but when you look at video and you look at who's producing, he produces every game defensively, offensively. Kevin's also playing really good. All right. So we're gonna move on to the next D3 game. This one here. We might have a little bit more to say about this one here. We might have a little bit more to say about this. Yeah, so hell, you were reffing this?
Yeah. I wasn't expecting this.
Are we shocked at the win or shocked at the score?
I am shocked at the score.
This score doesn't reflect the game itself, though.
No,
I know
when I
looks
watched
bad. It doesn't reflect the game itself. From the All-Star side, Guinea showed up late with like 10 minutes left in the game. I think he only played 2 drives. They tried to hit him, but I think Yo was covering him one-on-one, and he wasn't allowing him to get open. It was All-Stars offense just wasn't clicking. It wasn't as smooth as the 100-something points they've put up all year. Even Ravens first half, a lot of missed opportunities, which has been their playbook pretty much all season, shooting themselves in the foot. Omar, a couple interceptions in the red zone. Second half, he had a huge run that helped him out, which pretty much gave him the W. I think it was like 3 scores by then. And that was it. I mean, we'll see what happens in the rematch. I don't expect 33-0 in the rematch. So I don't expect the same 33-0. It'll be a close game because, Ravens are talented.
Yeah.
And it literally comes down to how Omar plays. If he doesn't throw any interceptions and gets at least the first down, it will be a close game. But once again, it can't be a shootout against the All-Stars.
Okay.
So
Kenny?
Nah,
E, you the bus driver
yeah,
today.
go ahead.
I don't even know why I'm calling Kenny.
Try
You the
the
bus
bus.
driver
Kenny?
today.
Try the bus.
Kenny?
I caught the second half, so I didn't see how the Ravens got up 20-0. But what I saw from the Ravens in the second half was good. I think Omar played well then. He didn't throw any interceptions then. I know he hit John for a long touchdown. That's Tashi's brother, for you folks that don't know.
Hold on.
Take
you
got to do it.
Take this hand. Joel, take this hand. Put them together. Tashi. All right, my bad, Kenny. Go ahead.
No worries. You have to
I
shout
learned
it out.
something new today.
Yes. They also had a nice I can't remember who he handed a ball off to. He handed it off to someone for an extra point. That's you hardly ever see that, which is good. Just for an extra
Carlos.
point run. Okay.
Carlos.
Okay. Which is good. And Kent had 2 all hands catches, 1 in traffic to score some touchdowns. So give him a
I
shout
think
out.
he had a trifecta. I think he had 3, right?
Okay, he might have had 1 in the first half. I didn't see, but I know he had at least 2 in the second half.
Can I jump in like for 10 seconds?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Listen, this is to everybody. You could hand the ball off. Stop arguing that play. It's happened 3 times this season. Well, they're not allowed to hand off. It's a forward pass. Stop arguing the play itself.
Yeah.
What
Go ahead.
happened? What's the problem?
There's always an issue with the handoff.
You can hand the ball off.
I know, but every time there's an issue. So as one of the officials
Back in the day, we used to run the rock.
I'm not spending more than, like I said, 10 seconds on this topic. So Kenny, back to you.
Okay, cool. It's good that people know you can hand it off because it's useful if the defense is sagging away and you just got to try to milk the clock like the Ravens were. That was good for them. And like Sohel said, Omar had this 60-yard plus run. Nick had a good stop to stop him getting a touchdown, but that was big to help ice away that victory. So good for them. Good for Ravens. And this is their playoff matchup, Ravens versus All-Stars. That's going to happen. Is that the matchup or no?
It's Ravens All-Stars. That's a rematch.
Oh, interesting. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That should be a good one.
I guess it's me. So the Ravens have been on the doorstep of a victory for all season, maybe except game 1.
Mm-hmm.
They've been on the doorstep. They've been knocking at the door. I said, let me in this week here.
You hear me knocking?
Got in. You hear me knocking? Let me in. They got in. So they have been in such close games. And I'm actually very glad that they were able to break through before the playoffs because that's a good confidence boost for them. Because you just like, and this is a big confidence boost for them because this means the defense played well. Now, they went in shootouts where the score is 40 and 41 and all type of numbers. This game, no, the defense locked down. And I'm not saying the defense didn't play well because the offense would put them in some predicaments with the interceptions and those type of things. So I got a word for Omar. Look at the interceptions thrown in this game. And that is the Achilles heel of your errors. Pay attention. Just go through your season and look at the picks.
Coach. Preach, but don't coach.
Yeah, I'm not. Go through the videos and look.
Don't coach.
And tell me what is similar about them. And that's it. Once you situate that, this is the result you're gonna get. Now, this game, if the picks didn't happen this game, this could have been much worse. It could, and this is bad. It could have been worse. Defensively, they did some things. Good job. I know what was going on. I'm not going to give away anything. I don't want to give any pointers to other teams. Good job. Keep it up. They definitely not a team because of how close they've been to these wins. They're not a team you technically want to play in the playoffs. They play well. They just miss it by this much in this game. They got it by that much. So
without saying too much, Coach, they do a good mix, and I'll shout out Yob on this one. A good mix of zone and man. They have a very good mix, and it's not
Okay.
majority of this league is zone. This team will
Yes.
man you up across the board and
They got the pieces to do it.
early
And
and
they
often.
believe.
Like they will
Yeah.
do it a lot. So shout
Get
out
your
to
team
Yobo on
up.
that. And what I noticed in watching the tape, their offense, see that man right in the middle, right next to Ken in that picture? Sheep. Growing up play like he's been like to Omar, he's been a god in his ear, in his head. Like it's a good team, man.
One thing the team has is veterans and smart players.
Mhm.
And what they do lack in that, they have the others to pick it up and help the people who lack in those situations. So
Mhm.
all right. All right. So let's you said Ken with the trifecta. John almost took away a sick pick down the sideline. I think he was out of bounds. But
But with that,
And also,
all
All
stars are
Stars, and we haven't
33.
spent much time on them. We don't need to spend much time on them.
Wow.
Just brush. I would personally, we've
Mhm.
all had blowout games. Just brush it to the side. You know you can score. You know what you're doing on the field. Don't
Who-
let it.
who's had a bad game? It wasn't
No,
a great
meaning
game.
like just erase it from your short-term memory.
Yeah, of course. You're gonna have bad games. But who's did plays
or-
best?
No,
Well, you know what I'm gonna
it's
say? All stars, they knew the future matchup, so they played vanilla and saving the
no,
for the
stop.
playoffs.
I guess that's a conspiracy theory, but okay.
All stars.
Don't want to give the
Big
Ravens
G
any
shows up
credit.
10 minutes within the game. They don't want to show what he got. No,
Move on to the
they
next
didn't
one.
want to. They didn't want to show what they're going to do. Why did
Stop.
Big G out here one hand this week? One hand. He
Yeah,
gonna be
listen,
there.
if they
What time
listen,
is
if they
this
thinking like
What
if
time
they
is this
thinking
game?
like that, they going all the way.
What
If
time
they
is this
thinking
game?
like that, they going all the way.
What time?
This is the 9:50 game, I
I
think.
bet you Big G is out there at 8:00. I bet you he's out there at 8:00.
You better not go out tonight. It's Valentine's Day.
Huh?
You better not go out tonight.
Yeah, big G gonna be out on the streets tonight. All right. And let's move on to the next game. All Stars
Well,
Garbage, man.
D2 now.
D2, yes.
Yeah, this
All
was the
Stars
first game of the
garbage
day.
because the
Let
Browns
me
had a
ask you a
bye.
question, 'cause you said something key, right? My bad to keep it, but it's things pop in my head. My bad. Just how you said it was big for the Ravens to get that win leading to the playoffs. How disheartening is it for the garbage men to go into the playoffs with 0 wins?
Oof.
You said it was a big deal for the Ravens.
I feel like
I wanna hear-
okay, so this
Yeah.
is the garbage men weren't knocking on the door. They were still on the highway.
Okay.
GPS trying to direct them to the house,
Mhm.
right? Miss a couple turns, got to go up, come back around. You know how it is.
Added some minutes on.
He might have to take a mile out, come back around. This is there. This here, I would take a lot of positive out of this game because this is an upslide for them. They were in this. This is a game. The score here is they're in this game. So they need to build on whatever they did to be in this game big time to replicate it for the next game. And I'm going to say this, during the game, I was like, yo, they catching the rock. And the moment I said that, the drops started. So I felt like I jinxed it. He was like, oh, they're going
The
to
announcer jinx.
the
He said
announcer
it.
jinx.
So
So
as long as they catch the
if
rock,
they would
the
have,
next
let's
3
clean
plays,
that up.
Mhm.
Clean up the drops. Fix
killed him.
I don't have much on the defense this game, but fix the drops because there was soon as I was like, yo, they catching a rock today. Boom, right after that, drop.
Mhm.
Stall the drive. Now you gotta point. You
So
can't
this
have
game,
it.
first play was an interception by garbage man.
But that was
Yeah.
Yeah.
Merce had to start off throwing because Dre was
Yeah,
late.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
So you
then
have-
it was literally, if they caught even half the drops, they would have won. As simple as that. They had 3 or 4 punts behind the 50. They didn't even get a first down. They had to punt the ball. And a lot of the field that All Stars were working with was a shorter field. I mean, they need maybe 10, 15 yards to get the first. And when the offense is not clicking, it rubs up on the defense. Like, hey, it's discouraging, and just catch the ball. That's all. Everyone expects 1 or 2 drops, but they had like 5 or 6 crucial drops in
right
the
after
red
I
zone.
said
It
Right
was
after I
bad.
said it.
The lights
And they
on
still
defense
only
brighter,
lost by
guys.
5.
Even
So
with those other games with drops, there's always next week. You drop the ball tomorrow, you lose. You're done. There is no
the
next week.
quarterback's doing
So,
his job. You got to catch the rock.
Richard played well in this game. It's true.
yes, he did. He did. All
So
right.
I mean, that's what it comes
Yeah.
down to. And all stars better count their blessings. To be honest with you,
Mhm.
they could have easily lost this game. I mean, it wouldn't have made a difference in the standings. Actually, no, it would have because no, it wouldn't have because Gladiators lost too. So, but it would have given Garbage Men a little bit more confidence coming into the playoffs. But that's about it. But All Stars, they need to clean up that defense a little bit. That's all.
It's true.
I hope they just go in with confidence anyway.
They will. They're not
This
that kind
is
of
a-
team that's down on themselves.
This is positive what happened in this game. You're on your way. They made it to the block. They just got to find the house. All right.
They're probably
So-
one of the better talented last
Yeah.
place team we've ever seen. Like they can ball. We've seen it.
And
Yeah.
players, for certain.
So I know what E wants to say. Doesn't
They
matter.
can shock the
If
world.
you win
They can
this
shock
game,
the
whoever wins this playing game, it don't matter. But we'll move on
Uh-huh.
to that later on.
We'll get to what you want to say. Kenny, Kenny, go ahead.
Who did they play though? My bad, dude. I should know this guy.
The winner of this plays the Caliphs.
No, they played the Gladiators, right?
Yeah.
They play the Gladiators, yeah.
Best they have one more game. Okay.
Oh boy.
Give him a shot.
I'm just saying what everyone's thinking. Like, come on.
No, I'm not thinking
You don't
that.
know
I
what
think
I'm
either team
thinking.
could win, to be honest with you. And I'm the least political person here. So
I'm very political. I'm the most political. Kenny, you got anything on this game?
Yeah, like we said, I think Rich played well, especially when they had to drive down that last drive. They got the first completion to Ned, and then they had a horrible drop. I think it was like a deep out or something. I was watching, like, if he caught that ball, they actually have a chance to tie it or even take the lead given the score. And I'm like, this is just emblematic of what's killed them all season. I don't want to say unconscionable. Sometimes there was one catch. I can't remember if it was a touchdown throw or an extra point throw. Rich kind of threw it behind him, so it was a difficult catch. But it's like when you're dropping easy passes, you have no margin for error anyway. So that kind of thing just kills you. They played better defense. I give them credit there. Like they had the pick the first time with Ned. They played some man. I think they played some other kind of zone. I wasn't really paying attention to it, but it's just things like that. And sometimes they struggle to adjust to plays that the other offense is making. Like I can't remember what drive it was in the first half. Dre hit Nick twice on what looked like the exact same play. I was like, why did that work twice in a row? Like, are we not paying attention to this? Then he scored a touchdown. Ken had some plays. There was a trick play. It looked like a trick play. I couldn't tell if it was or not. I don't want to call it out. I filed away in my memory bank of things they might do, the All-Stars. But I thought it was useful. It was Dre. Like you called that out on video, actually. I couldn't tell if what they did was on purpose. I don't want to give details on what it was, but I thought it was clever. If it was an actual trick play and it wasn't just like the receiver making a mistake, it's like, oh, okay.
Oh,
yeah. I was like, oh, that's something to potentially use at some point. But it looked like they
it did look like a design play.
It looked like a design play. It's like, oh,
the guy he fell on the route, right? That's
yeah.
what yeah.
When
he got up, it was wide open though. Like, oh, is that on purpose? It looked like a design.
Keep that in mind.
It's called the fall route.
Yeah, I've seen it in the NFL. They put it to use here, maybe. So,
yeah.
I mean, All Stars had a pretty good game too to win, but it was like Soul said, this is definitely a game that the Garbage Men could have won, but they just find ways to lose these games. So maybe they'll fix that. Maybe not.
Like he said, it was that one drive. I think it was the second half, and they had first and goal from like the 15. First play, they went for the end zone.
Oh, that too.
It was an overthrown pass. I think the second one was broken up by what's his name, Steve.
He did have the deflection, yeah.
And then I think the fourth down play, I think Ned dropped the touchdown. I believe that was that drive. And it was like, yo, if it's 15 yards, just break it up. Just take the dump. 5 yards. Get closer. You don't got to hit the end zone in the first play. And then like you said, on defense, they pulled flags, but they were a little discombobulated. Like they didn't know what kind of zone they were playing. If Foz had a great game at short, I mean, I was standing right in front of him in the first half. He was pulling flags. He was not letting them get the yaks. But the middle looked a little confused in garbage man. You just got to communicate. No one's talking on defense. There's no. The middle guy's the anchor. You got to talk.
Mm-hmm.
You got to let the safeties know who's going deep, if who's covering the post route, if the safety's picking it up. There's no communication. So you end up with one safety with 2 wide receivers. You can't do that with a team like the All-Stars. So that's what it comes down to. Communicate, rotate, and you'll be fine.
It's true. Simon had some plays for the All-Stars as well. I shout him out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
message.
What's the next one?
And we're gonna move on to Elite's Gladiators.
We don't have to spend too much time on this game.
No, yeah, we're not gonna.
The Gladiators it was a shell of a team, so it was like I'm surprised they've only lost by 12. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
It was a winnable game, actually, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I definitely made a cameo in full bubble jacket and sneakers.
What I hear,
yeah.
My nephew had, I think Umair was a quarterback. He had him on the runs all day, pretty much.
I think he had a couple back-to-back sacks in this one.
Yeah. So, I mean, you guys can speak on it more. I wasn't there. I had to leave. So,
this was, to be honest, this was a game due to the fact of injuries, lack of players. The Elite shouldn't have lost this game, which they did. I said it the wrong way, but you know what I mean. But I was surprised, as Sahel said, that the game was that close with what I don't feel the Gladiators put their best foot forward this game. So that's why it's not much to talk about, but Elites took care of business in the end, 33-21. Nothing much to talk about in this game.
And for the record, this was Gladiators' second game of the day. Their star players left because they couldn't play the second game.
And there were a lot of replacement players in this game.
Well, and they went Iron Man kind of the first game.
Actually, some of their guys just with their third game because a lot of them are on free agents.
On D3 teams.
So this is some of their guys' third game of the day.
And that Khalees game, they were exhausted. They only had 7 guys. And then Usman got hurt. So it was like 6-on-6. So they were pretty beat up and exhausted. So but yeah, we can move on.
Anas played well. I'll shout him out. He definitely threw well. He was surgical in his throws. Terrell, Dre, Mod helping out Gladiator as well. We'll give them some shout outs. But
only if they had the phone number to a unicorn, you know. only if they knew where could they find a unicorn.
Yeah, the score would have been 45.
I'm just saying, only if 12. They knew.
It would have got worse.
Yeah, only if they had the phone number.
We can move on. We can move on. The candy corn. Anyway, Caliphs, Gladiators. Now, at the start of the week, this one was set to be the matchup. But like I said, Gladiators do have some injuries, but they had enough in this game. Should I got a lot to I got something to say about this game. So shout out to AP. AP played some lockdown defense on one of the better players in Nate. But I'm gonna credit a lot of it to AP, and I'm gonna credit a lot of the lockdown to Mike on the cube as QB. I gotta be like, y'all know I'm never the most critical on the show. I'm gonna be a little critical of Mike throwing to Nate. I thought this game Mike didn't have anticipation, and because you can trust your guy by putting it up there, but you can also trust your guy that when he makes that break, he's gonna create separation. That wasn't there. So I felt like Mike was throwing it when Nate may have been seen open, which at that point you're already late. And now AP is great enough to make up that little distance. If the ball's coming out late,
he did that
AP batted down probably. I know I'm going to exaggerate, but it felt like 25 passes he batted down.
It was about 5 or 6, and he had a pick.
every time we looked, it was AP batting something away or knocking it down. They even ran it, and he's running double routes, triple routes. They gave Nate the route tree, and none of it mattered. AP had him on clamps. It was to the point where Ty had to go, yo, stop throwing it over there. He ain't getting, he got him locked up.
Yeah.
Stop throwing it over there. Shout out to AP. Also, one thing I always respect, honesty. Nate walked past me and went, I ain't even gonna lie, he locked me in. And me and him chuckled. I was like, yo, bro. Yo, what you gonna say? But he was like, yo, what? He said, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Well, almost every time he throw it over here, he getting back down, he getting his hand in there. And Nate also scored in this game and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but
he scored
for the most part,
yeah.
AP put on. He did the most amazing job I've seen this season on a guy that we know.
On a guy, yeah.
On a guy. So shout out to AP. But like I said, Mike got to throw a little earlier.
Yeah.
Or it's either you got to throw a dart, or the ball has to be out earlier to have your receiver break and it's already there. You can't throw it late. These guys are too good. These guys are too good for that.
I think first half the game was pretty close.
13-12.
Yeah.
My thing with the Gladiators offense, who's your tier 1 guy? It's Ty. He can't only get 3 or 4 catches a game. You're not going to win like that. You got to at least pump to him, get him 3-4 catches in a row, and have the defense focus in on him a little bit more. And maybe switch it to zone for like a play or two. And then you can hit other guys. And you have that talent around him where other guys will be open. And I could see the frustration on Ty's face on a couple of those passes where I think he drew up the plays that he was open for like a second and a half, and the ball wasn't there. I don't know why Mike wasn't looking at him, but it wouldn't have made a difference. But maybe it would have been 33-20 or something like that, 33-26 maybe. But first half, I mean, Gladiators were in the red zone. They scored a couple of times, and that was it. Second half, just that offense was stale. It just hit roadblock, didn't do nothing. And it was surprising. Maybe they got tired. I'm not sure. I know Usman's injury didn't help because he was balling that first half.
He actually he definitely
Dude, he had like at least
sides of the
7 or
ball.
8 catches, a couple for first down. Like he was the anchor on that offense, moving the rock.
a couple back downs defensively.
Once he left the game on offense, nobody was able to replace it to get those first downs, and it showed. So I'm not sure. Hopefully he's playing this week. I'm not sure, but you got to work the offense through Ty. Either pump fakes or get him the ball 10 times. That's it. And let it open it up for everybody else. And no one could complain. He's a tier 1 guy. Use him. And if you don't, you're not going to make it far, in my opinion. But we'll see what happens against Garbage Man.
Now, Kenny, I know this game is near and dear to your heart. So, go ahead, Kenny.
I got guys on both sides of the.
One question. Can I ask one question? One question.
Yes, you can.
Because Kenny, you're a defender. Rob, you're on a defense. I wouldn't call you a defender, but
Oh no!
Kenny, in all of this Mike criticism, you're watching the game, and I know you watch it from a defensive lens. What are you seeing? Because being full transparent, I know, and we had side conversations about it. Rob, there was a knock on him that if you go play a certain defense, he can't beat you. Is that what you see? Is that what you feel? And I know you've been on this team. What is it about it though that made it look the way that it looked against the
this game? Wouldn't help.
Nothing.
This game wouldn't help that case. This game would support that case.
You don't have the Gladiators hat on right now. Like you got to talk, man. You're a defender. That's what you bring.
I never bought into that school of thought that he can't beat man. I think it's more that some of the anticipation thing is true, but that's more of a function of people don't practice together. So it's like, can you trust someone like when you throw the ball to be there? Some of it is that he has a tendency to focus too much on throwing deep when there's some short stuff open. So that can lead to like we've said, sometimes this is good. because it leads to big plays. Is like he'll throw 50-50 balls to our people's guys that can make plays, but sometimes those 50-50 balls you're playing against a good defender go the other way, or they lead to stalled drives. That's part of it. I'd say some of it is on the receiving core as well in general. Like there's a particular play that there was an interception throw, and I was watching how they're running, and like sometimes people forget, no matter what position you are at, there's always something to do every play. It doesn't matter if you're the primary receiver or not. Even if you don't expect the ball to come to you, things you can't do is like stand in one spot. There was a play that one receiver stood. I was watching like, why are you standing there? Standing there lets your defenders stand there. And now you've got like this jam of people there. And that led to the pick. Is like, if I don't think I'm getting the ball, I'm either looking to move out of the way, or if I expect the ball's going somewhere, position myself up to go block someone. Even those leagues you don't block, but other leagues where I'm trying to take somebody out respectfully. And sometimes receivers, they forget that like there's always something to do even if the ball is not coming your way, or smarter route running. Like if the QB is under duress, stop going unless he tells you to go 50 yards down the field, come back and make it easier for him to throw it to you to at least get the ball out of his hands. Things like that. A lot of receivers don't do that can stall the offense. That and going for the ball when it's in the air. Like a lot of times people are waiting for the ball. If you attack the ball in the air, like it's a split second more where you can get there for the defense gets there. But to get back to your question, I think it's a function of a few things. I wouldn't say it's particularly fair to say he can't beat man, because he can beat man. It's just that he has certain tendencies that lead to mistakes against man. That's probably the fairest way to say it, objectively, being unbiased. So, yeah.
So I'm going to jump in on this one. Now, I'm not going to say he can't beat man. But in man, the room for error is not there. It's everything can't be a 50-50 ball. Mm-hmm. And that's what it seemed like in this man. And
a lot of them.
Like Mike has to get the ball. He has to get more on the ball when throwing outside the numbers. When throwing outside, he has to get more on it. You can't. Mike throws an amazing deep bomb, right? Mm-hmm. But that it can't float when it's going outside. It got to be a dart.
That's fair.
And if you're not throwing a dart in man, they're going to be covered. We've seen a lot of that this game.
You saw a pick six on it.
He did, yeah. Safwan got a pick six off of it. The ball, the guy was open. Mm-hmm. But the ball took so long to get there that he's no longer open. Yep. So
he had a couple picks. Credit to him.
Yeah. He had the one on the
one was on the end zone extra side. Point.
Yeah.
And but the other one was like a 5-yard pass.
Yeah, but a 5-yard pass, you're supposed to be able to get that out there.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm not taking away from the interception, but when he said he ran it back, it was like 5-yard run back to the end zone.
But that comes down to the ball either has to be out early where you're throwing to the spot the receiver's going to, or you go and dot him at the spot so that the defender can't catch it. The ball has to beat the defender, or the player and the ball have to meet. Two ways it can go. If the ball's gonna float, it's gonna be something. It's not gonna be good.
I know we're running short on time, but two more things quickly. Khalif's offense is like pick your poison, but in order to stop them, they got to be 4th and 15. You got to keep them. That 4th down has to be a long distance, 12 to 15 yards, in my opinion. If it's within 10, it's almost impossible in my opinion. But hey, we'll see what happens. Second thing. If the defense is playing man, stop spreading out the offense. Like, just bunch up. You got the speedsters on the team. Let them open up. Get the 10, 12 yards. It's not rocket science. I see teams playing man defense, and the offense is just literally spread out 10 yards apart, each receiver, or 8 yards apart. Like, what are you guys doing? And it's things like that. Is just, you're not thinking ahead. As a quarterback, you got to think defensively also. Like, if I was on the other side, what would I do? Or how would I try to stop you know, this defense. But guys get caught up in the moment. They might not listen to their teammates. I don't know, but stop spreading out the offense if the other team is playing man. It's a simple solution. And every team has a speedster on their offense. Take the 7-8 yards that you get. That's all.
Now, Caliphs, the two number one teams in both divisions are complete teams from top to bottom. Everybody produces on both sides of the ball. Everybody's where they're supposed to be. They have that guy that's just one of those that's killing you. The man that they played, I know you talked about Ty not getting the ball enough, but I'm gonna assume Will was on the assignment, so that's not gonna be as easy as advertised. So now, as you said, to piggyback of what you just said, bunch him up, get him caught in some of those natural picks and get your guy the ball. That's funny part is the stuff you said Sahel is this style of football 101. You learn that the first day you walk in that class.
Yeah.
So, but guys will get better.
I could teach the class, but it'll be a fee included. I'm just saying.
I see Mike throw the ball better than this game.
He had a nice Jeremy had a nice long one-handed catch.
Oh yeah.
He did.
Yeah, he did.
To Mike.
He
to
did.
Jeremy.
Then
All right.
then
Go ahead.
then on the next
But
play.
the thing with Ty, right?
Yeah, but,
Even if Will is covering Ty, I don't gotta run a 40-yard post. Ty is so talented. He could take a 5-yard pass, have one guy miss, and take it for another 10, 15 yards. That's what I mean. Just get him included in the offense. Especially if you bunch up. Who is honestly keeping up with him side to side besides Will? And if he cuts, he could quick. He's so light on his feet. He could cut back right away.
I mean,
Not you. Not you.
So you could use Ty like Ty is a Swiss Army knife. You could use him in so many different ways, and you just gotta. He literally opened up the playbook for any quarterback. So, but let's move on.
I thought you were describing me for a second. We still talking about Ty? We still talking about Ty?
I need the Sunday game footage. I need the Sunday game footage.
We're definitely talking about Ty.
You still talking about Ty? It sounded like you were describing me for a second. I got
caught up about you.
I got caught up for a second. I thought we were talking about
me. We said fast. And shit
all right, but this is a quick question, and this doesn't have to take long because we're not going to pick any game, but let's assume who's the number one team, right? So what has to be done to knock that team off? I'll give each guy 30 seconds. Go ahead. To knock off the Caliphs.
Knock off the Caliphs?
30 seconds. What you got? 30 seconds. What you got?
Okay, they got to not show up.
So,
they got to have another game at the same time and forfeit.
You mean literally not show up. Literally not.
Literally not show
up. They show up, they win.
They've been a model of consistency. Even when they have bad halves, they show up in the second half. So I can't. You couldn't bet against them. If you watch the season, you can't bet against them.
All right. So forget if that's going to be the consensus answer. What team currently? I'm not saying beat them. Matches up the best against them. Is it still the Gladiators? Healthy? Is it
a healthy Gladiators? Yes.
So I think
I can answer that for everybody. A healthy Gladiators. Oh yeah, well the Elites do have Arnold and Squirrel. Elites also. Elites or Gladiators. Yeah. I go with both of them. But at this rate, where the Gladiators aren't healthy, the answer has to be the Elites.
Yeah.
I mean, any team can get got. So let's they're hard.
We got it.
In fairness, yeah.
Khalif came close to losing a couple of times.
Yeah.
So it's not like they're not beatable. Let's not put them on a pedestal of
never that.
No, not that, but
I'm just saying, assume that they are the best team. Right?
They are the best team, right? That's all they are 5-0.
They can be beat tomorrow. I mean,
for sure.
Probably not.
He said probably not.
They can't be beat tomorrow.
By history of what's happened over the last 2 months, you wouldn't bet that.
No.
Let's be honest. We can be honest. So
we can be honest without necessarily picking anything.
Yeah.
We're just talking. It's just 4 guys. Nobody else is watching. Just the 4 of us talking. Just the 4 of us.
All right.
We need more people watching.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
All right.
What's
so
next?
Y'all know what time it is. It's time for people's favorite time of the show. And it's time for the top 10.
Might be the one All-Stars highlight in this game.
Oh no.
33 is it.
That's a great pick.
Big Mike.
Like I said, the one highlight that they had in the game. What do you do when you throw a pick? Use your legs now.
Oops.
This would have been higher.
Shout out to Nick G for chasing this down. But Omar got ya, gassed ya for a big run down to where you're probably the 5 or the 2 or something like that.
Anticipation by Germ. Gone.
There's no catching him.
Then we tried.
Touchdown, Germ, to get his team back in striking distance.
Let's go. That play.
You know we like these.
Drops back. Got him running across the middle.
That's a dot.
That's a dot. That's a dot.
Anticipation, threw it ahead. The ball met the receiver. The football caught the receiver there.
Get a couple stats here. You get a PBU pick
Oops.
and the TD all in one.
KJ out there balling. Went the length of the field because that was in the end zone. Batted, tipped it himself to himself. Take it for 6.
Notice a theme here.
Yep.
Oh. Dre with the pick. Heads up play with the pitch.
Andre's
And
moving.
Andre's out of there.
moving.
No ban there.
I like this ball. I like this ball. This what you was talking about?
Some of what
Don't fake. Pick by Seth. One.
little juke move,
Yep.
touchdown. And you can see what I mean on that.
Yeah, yeah.
He's on the end zone.
The separation's there.
Same goes back. Just open underneath.
Oh, look at the
For the
hip
swivel
flip.
hip move, the
Oh
hip
my
move,
God.
Rob,
Twinkle toes
Wow.
will.
Rob,
And I'll talk
I
about
believe we
the
have a top.
It's okay, nominee.
Mike drops back. Is it up?
Whoa.
Snag, but that was a
Ooh,
beaut.
we have another top 10 nominee. Top 10 now.
Number one.
You know, call him out. Oh,
That's over the germ.
trick play coming.
Caught by Manny.
Good play.
Manny makes a man miss.
Okay.
And he's gone.
Umair to Dre to Manny. Touchdown. Very
Commentated by
nice play.
yes, truly over there. And that's your top 10.
Good stuff.
A lot of defensive plays on there.
Yeah.
A lot of pick sixes this week.
It's true.
All right. So guys, we're gonna sprint playoff preview. All right.
Mhm.
Playing game. We have the All-Stars versus the Ravens. What are the keys to victory for the All-Stars? E.
like I said, again, I'm in the minority. I think they went vanilla last week. They knew the matchup. They played vanilla. They all going to be on time. Now I'm going to give credit to the Ravens played a great game, but who's well, needless to say, he has to play much better than he played last week, right? They have to play better. I don't know who you lock in on the Ravens on defense, though.
Nobody.
As long as that offense is not predictable, this team can be very good. And we've seen them be not the team be predictable because this team hasn't been together. We've seen certain people on this team be very predictable and readable. Is readable a word? I don't even know.
It's a word today.
It is now.
Huh?
It's a word now.
But you notice, and Rob pointed out something, a tendency, and that's where something bad happened. When you went to other people, a la Ken, and you spread the ball around, good things happen, Raven. So just keep that in mind. But I actually think this has potential to be the best game of the day.
I agree.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
So hell,
All-Stars keys to victory. Just keep doing what you're doing on offense. If Hoosh
Not
plays
last
what he's not like last week, the first 4 weeks. And he didn't quarter the first week, but his first 3 games, he was great. He was amazing.
Yeah.
He spread the ball around, very minimal incompletions. He was great. Defense played well last week. I'm not gonna lie. They had a couple interceptions and stuff, but
offense.
and Ravens, if the offense isn't clicking, hopefully it doesn't affect the defense. I know it can get discouraging. Remember, it's a 60-minute game. You're gonna have at least 10 possessions this game. If the first 3-4 possessions don't go your way, keep playing your defense the right way. That's all. They were great. They got talent on that defense. Ike and Yob, Carlos, they know what they're doing. These guys, they sat their first rodeo. So, and Omar, like I said about Ty, you got to get Ike included into the offense. You can't just look at him for that 4th and 35 pass. That's all I'm going to say.
I agree and disagree with that comment, but I understand what you mean.
Yeah, I get it.
But you got to word it.
Guys who could cover him in D3. There's not a lot. So, and he gets so much cushion because when they go man, they don't want to get beat by him, or they don't want to get mossed by him. So, throw the ball high, throw it early, look for him, run the offense through your main tier 2 guy. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm going to come back to that. Kenny?
Definitely for All-Star.
And you remember, you can pick.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I guess I'll be on the hot seat and pick eventually. All-Stars, people show up on time. That's a big thing. Like, don't assume that the game's going to start late. It's a playoff, so people should be there at least half an hour before game start. Hoos just spreads the ball around, doesn't get frazzled. He doesn't really get frazzled himself, so I don't think that's an issue with the All-Stars. What else would I say those do? That's in general for their defense is solid. It's more of like you can't have this whole sagging thing, which a lot of defenses do. Is like, all right, we're kind of just standing in a spot 8 or 9 yards away from the line of scrimmage, and we'll just sort of cover a zone. Don't want that. You want to force Omar to make throws. Those are the keys to victory for All-Stars. For Ravens, rely on the talent. I would disagree with what Sohel said in terms of, well, part of it. I guess I'm going to say what Rob was probably going to say. Yes, you want to get Ike involved. No, you don't want to force it to him because you have a lot of other people that can make plays. So don't put yourself in these long down and distance situations where you have to now force a 30-yard throw to pick up a first or get a touchdown. That's not going to help. That's why they were losing games to start. Get the ball out quick. In terms of their defense, they have good athletes on their team. You might even argue, I won't argue that. They have good. I'll just say they have good athletes on their team. So if they all get, especially when you have other brains like Sheep there who can help call plays, that maybe we can find a way to scheme a victory here for the Ravens and All-Stars. But that's what I say their keys to victory are for the Ravens.
Well, do they find a way? You can pick it, Kenny.
Kenny,
I think
who do you have winning?
I think All-Stars win this game.
All-Stars.
Yeah.
What kind of question was that? Of course he's gonna pick the All-Stars.
No, I objectively was like, do I have ties to the All-Stars? Yes, but I have ties to the Ravens too, sort of. I'll be objective. Objectively, I think I don't want to be prisoner of the moment and look at just what happened in the last game. I have to factor in like all the games they played and what's most likely to happen if people show up on time. It's like I see All-Stars finding a way to win close.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I'm last. Keep bringing the defense. The Ravens have to keep bringing the defense to win this game. Omar has to stay away from the bad tendencies that he reverts to. I'm gonna call it reverts to because he does it in. I don't think he knows he's doing it, but when the going gets tough, he does one specific thing that he needs to stay away from. So that's why I said I would come back to that, Sahel, because yes, you get Ike involved, but not in the way he tries to get Ike involved.
No, that's not what I said. Yeah,
I know what you meant. That's why I said I know what you mean, but you got to word it so that everybody understands.
Don't put yourself in that 4th and 30 position.
Yes, and then even if you are in 4th and you got to go for it, I'm sorry, Ike might not be the guy to go to. That's the guy they think you're going to.
Exactly. Yeah.
So figure out something else in that, but don't even get yourself in those situations. All-Stars, Hoos has to channel what he's been doing. Hoos has been pinpoint passing. Hoos has been finding guys. He's been placing the ball in spots that only his guys could get it, even when the defense has been tight. So we need early season Hoos back. We can't. You got to forget about what happened last game, have a short memory, and come out here and do what you know you're capable of doing. All right.
So nobody's buying my vanilla theory that they knew the schedule. Okay.
No, it was weak.
No, I can't see people thinking that far ahead.
No.
Okay.
All right. Moving on. So Browns versus the winner of this. You know what? We'll get to this next week.
220.
Oh, wait. Sorry. 220 versus the winner of that. We'll get to that.
So Kenny has 220 versus All-Stars.
There's no point in talking about it.
Yeah,
we won't Kenny has 220 versus
I'll keep
All-Stars.
this graphic in here for next week. All right. Now we got Browns versus ours, the free agents. E.
It's hard to speak on the free agents with not knowing who's going to show up, because this team that we saw last week is different than the team we saw the week before that, which is different than the team that I guess you want to say we assembled. If you know what I mean, like this, like let's call it what it is. This team is not.
It's a totally new team.
How many guys do they still have from the week 1 roster? Christian and AZ.
Christian, AZ, Lamar,
and Pat. Why are you hating on Pat?
And,
Pat playing? Pat hasn't been in the past 2 weeks. Is he playing?
Well, maybe he's a secret weapon this week.
He's still on there.
Oh, so y'all buy that, but don't buy the.
And according to the chat,
huh?
Devon. So okay. let's see what they got now. Knowing that with what they have, continue.
But they haven't played. Well, I know Devon played week 1, and that was with Chick, and then the next week they had Jay, and now is it Germ? So he's never played with Germ before, right? So it's like that's the one problem with the team. It's not the talent; it's the meshing,
the chemistry.
It's the chemistry. That's what it is with this team. They have talent. Uncle side.
So sounds like will the chemistry be enough to beat the Browns? Well, you can't pick. Never mind.
I can't pick it.
So hell.
But that's my one.
I guess, like we were speaking off camera, the number one question is who's quarterback for the Browns? A, B, C, or D? We don't know. I don't know. I've been asked. I'm sure I will. If I asked, I could know, but I wouldn't share that information anyway.
And this is not to put nobody's business with it. I'm not driving from where I would have to drive from if I'm not playing, or if I don't have assurances that I'm playing. So that'll be key.
Agreed.
You guys know what I'm saying by that. I'm not.
I'm keeping my 2 cents to myself.
What I
I'm not
I'm
putting
gonna
anybody.
I can
I'm not
comment also.
driving the
Go with
distance.
the guy. You go with the guy you placed as the guy.
Mhm.
That's what I think.
Anyways,
And
anyway.
listen, if you we can go through the options. If Kazi plays like he did week 1, they win the game. If he played like he did against the All-Stars, they lose the game.
How many games? Because he's been taken out. Is it 3?
I think 2.
I know Marv.
first
finished
game was
last.
because they were up so
Yeah,
much.
they were up
they
so
were
much,
able
yeah.
to, yeah.
How many of those were warranted?
I think 2. The All-Stars game was pretty bad. He had like 4 or 5 picks that game.
Which one was that's the one that Marv came in?
I don't know who came in, but Guinea scored like 3 touchdowns that game. That was his first game of the season.
I know there's a game that Marv finished off and had a long run.
That was a week after.
That game,
That was the one
I thought
against forgot who that was against. But they were up big, and then they
It was
let the
against
other team come back.
because Marv took off not to out.
he let the other team come back, or
Akib,
did the
on
defense?
Oh,
Akib,
no,
he ran
the
it
Browns.
like-
No, I'm saying that. No, but the Browns were up by like 20 points, and then
He scored 30
That-
the first half.
yeah, Kazi
That was against the Gladiator.
kind of flipped the switch off, and
Not
then
Gladiator. What team?
he threw like 2
Akib
picks,
was the
3
giver.
picks in a row, and they made a switch.
Mhm.
But the next question is Shu healthy enough to quarter? Can he step into his throws?
I
know.
think Shu is always healthy enough to play.
We know he can make 10, 15-yard passes. Can he make that 30-yard pass?
Well,
And
To be
then
honest, his offense has never been built on the deep bomb, so he throws it, but it's not
I mean,
built.
I remember Shu throwing 70 yards. So
Yeah,
that's
but
how
it wasn't
long I've
built
known
on it. You know what I mean? He knows how to drive.
No, I
the
know.
field.
And then the
So-
third question is, will you let Marv quarter? You're taking away from the receivers. Then he's, in my opinion, much more valuable as a receiver than a quarterback. So, and then who's the fourth option? Anas?
Yeah.
So, I guess that's the same thing
Well,
as
they have
Marv. Like,
viable options. We know that,
Yeah.
but
listen, it comes down to if Kazi starts and he starts slow, I know the Browns, they're going to pull the switch really quick. It's a playoff game. Your feelings can't be hurt. We're all grown men. You're here to do one thing, is win a championship. So that's what it comes down to. You didn't come all this way to come and have your quarterback throw interceptions and lose the game for you and keep him in there for 50 minutes and then bring in the veteran. So everyone's on a short leash. Do your job, catch the ball, and you should be fine.
as
So
Pulak said, it's a controversy at all positions on that
Yeah.
team.
exactly.
Kenny,
Well, in terms of the QB stance for the Browns, I think you should just have the best person play. I mean, I'm on record for saying that since the beginning. Like, your best is you can fool around with that in the regular season, but when it's win or go home, it's like, forget it. Like, we need someone we can trust who's not going to screw up. I personally think Anas is the best play if Shu's not healthy, but that's just me as an outsider. I know like team dynamics are different, but I'm not on the Browns, so I mean, technically, bomb drop. I'm technically on the free agents, but I haven't shown up or played at all. And that
Well, you
might
didn't qualify then.
might make a difference.
You're not qualified.
Exactly. There's like a specific rule, right? Like how many games you have to play in, or
2, I think it was.
2. Yeah.
I think it was 2.
So sorry, guys. I can't help you guys there.
Also, Ado's back, aka Squirrel. So
That helps. That
a
helps.
lot.
that
Yeah.
helps all the QBs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was.
They've all
big.
been without him. So
Yeah.
and then it moves
For a couple
guys
of
around,
weeks. Yeah.
spreads the talent out,
No,
spreads the talent more.
I do think
what's
the
the next one?
Browns should win this one.
So Brown,
They're afraid if
down.
their people actually showed up, maybe I'd say it's like because they have a lot of individual talent. It's just like who's playing QB, who's gonna show up. Browns are just, especially if the Browns make a smart QB choice, they're much more likely to win. I would feel more confidence in picking the Browns, but like they make a stupid choice, then
What?
I think no matter what the choice is this week. Never mind.
Yo, pre-game interview. We got to go to Pulak and get the answer. Pre-game.
Yeah. All right.
Next one.
Yes. The play-in.
Oh boy.
Okay, we already know what Kenny's picking here. So
No, you
we're
don't.
not even gonna. Yes, we do. Yes,
We know
we
what
do.
you're picking. We know who you're
Yeah.
picking. We
Yeah,
know.
we know exactly what you're
Well,
picking.
all I'm gonna say in this game, a little bit of insider information is it's gonna be a tight game.
Mm.
So that's all I'm gonna say. Don't be surprised if Guardians pull it out. Don't be surprised if it's a close game and Gladiators win. I don't think it's gonna be a blowout either way. This might be the tightest game of the day. That's all.
E?
You know how I feel about this game. Whoever wins this game plays one more game. Whoever wins this plays one more game without predicting. So I think it's gonna be a good game though. But yes, them and my bad.
He's
That's what's
just,
on the schedule.
what he's trying to say is they're just delaying the inevitable. That's all.
And are the games so just so everybody can know, because I know you're gonna post the schedule up again. Like the play-in game happens and then the
Right
following
after
game happens
Khalif's.
right after.
For this game, so whoever wins this game at 11:10, 12:30, they play Khalif's.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Kenny, you can have it, Kenny.
Oh,
I
we
said what I
already know
just
what
said.
Kenny
Oh,
gonna say.
Kenny
I'm
went
not even
first. Kenny went first.
He did
I'm
go
not even gonna
first.
put Kenny on the spot.
Okay.
I got you, Kenny. I already put it down.
What's the keys to a G-Men victory, Rob?
What's
Catch
the
the
key to
ball.
a G-Man
That's
victory?
it.
Catch the ball.
Catch the ball? Is that
Catch the
something?
ball. Catch the ball. Don't do nothing crazy on defense.
Yeah.
Well, the way y'all been talking, all they got to do is play man against Mike, right? The way
No,
you've
they
been talking
don't.
today, Rob.
They just need to rotate.
The way Rob been talking, play man.
I actually do think they need to play man. Play man. You'll know
That's
who's
what we
you
here
know
for.
who's
I knew that's what you wanted to say.
you know who's getting beat. Switch it up till it works. Move him over there. Move him on this guy. Move it on that guy, and then figure it out where you need to be.
It might
Simple
be too
as
late
that.
by then. It might be too late by the time they figure it out.
Early. You can
All right.
match up. You know who matches up where. You got Ned. Ned gonna have to take Ty,
You're gonna have to take time.
and that's it. And then the rest you figure it out. Your next best guy and their next best guy. Mano y mano, match up by size and speed. And y'all go mano y mano, make the QB's throws difficult, make the windows tighter, and that's it. Kenny?
Keys for victory for G-Man. They got to catch the ball, like Sohail said. They have to figure out their defense. I can't give too much strategy for these playoffs.
Yeah, we know.
But,
And don't throw Kenny's way.
well, that assumed I would be playing in the game. But if I was playing, I would say that for anyone. Don't throw my way. But
Wink, wink.
yeah,
Mm.
that's how the G-Men can pull it out. Gladiators depends on who shows up. Like we've talked about, they gotta. I think if they throw short and let people run after the catch, not get too. What's a good word for it? Transfixed on deep passes. Like sometimes if it's open short, just let it fly short. Defensively, people got to be on the same page and stay aggressive defensively for this game. G-Men have talent, so they can beat anybody.
All right.
Next.
I already wrote down.
Are
your
we getting
pick.
a prediction? I know.
He said Gladiators.
Did
Yeah,
it?
he said
I never
Gladiators.
said Gladiators.
Yeah.
I didn't give any.
Are you giving one?
prediction.
I wrote down Gladiators. What's
He
your
said
pick?
Gladiators.
No prediction.
All right, I'll say Gladiators if I have to pick
So,
someone.
well, there we go.
If
There
you
you
got
go. I wrote that down anyway. We didn't need
Okay.
it. All right. We're gonna obviously skip this one till next week till we know who it is. And the final game of the day, Elites All Stars. I'm gonna start with Kenny.
Ooh, this is a good battle. Keys to victory, all stars. So they have most of the same players as they do on their D3 squad, except the QB is different. I think if Dre gets the ball out fast, doesn't hold the ball, if they continue to, what we say, they have enough talent where if they just throw the ball and don't take stupid chances, they'll find ways to move the ball down the field consistently. Defensively, they've been pretty good they have like some issues with spacing where you can look on video and see like, man, they have huge pockets of the field that are relatively unguarded. And elites have some guys, you just throw it to them short, they can make plays like Squirrel, etc. They got a number of guys they can do that. So that's the keys for the all-stars. For elites, good QB play from Anas, which I mean, hint. I think you should consider that for the other elite affiliated squad. So he know he's gonna play well, and when he has to run, he's gonna run defensively. I'm trying to think of who they have on there. They played a really good game this past. I mean, we're kind of discounting it because of who they're playing against in terms of the squad, but they played well in their spots. Siam made plays, a bunch of guys. I feel like calling them out. Abrar, Arnold, Kenny. They made plays. I think there's someone else I'm missing, but they played well, and they can play well. It's will they play well enough for the All-Stars? Because All-Stars have, and I think All-Stars have a significant height advantage of who they have on their team as well. I'm thinking about their players that go out versus the elites. Elites don't have many tall players, but that may not be the tallest.
Arnold.
Yeah, they may not have. That may not be a huge factor, but I would pick the All-Stars to win this one. Oh, yeah, I know. Good game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
I think so. Yeah.
I like it. I'm gonna have this on a graphic after the weekend. We'll see how you did. We'll see how you did. So hell.
I'm looking forward to the trash talking in this game, to be honest with you. Can we get two guys mic'd up on both teams?
I ain't gonna lie to you. That's one of the funniest videos I've seen all season long.
It is.
I need Dre and Squirrel mic'd up for this game. That's all I'm gonna say. It should be a good game. Obviously, I'm not gonna pick a winner. It might be the second best game of the day after the previous one that we said. I think it was Guardsmen and Gladiators, I think. Or whatever.
You said that one would be tightest, but I think you said another one might be the best.
Was it the Ravens All-Star?
No. I think it's the Ravens game. Ravens All-Stars for me.
But is Hash quartering? I don't know.
Oh yeah, I forgot they switch up quarterbacks. That's right.
So like I said, both teams are extremely talented. It should be a good game. Just get those two guys mic'd up. It'll be mad entertaining, and call it a day. That's all. That's all I want to hear.
I have to clip that. I gotta put that up. Is that up on IG?
No.
We have to put that. We have to put that shit up. Go ahead, E. My bad.
Abrar can make Dre's life miserable. He's so key. He can throw off the whole time, get everything. And another key thing, he's on the team, and I actually forgot until I actually saw this picture. Is Aunt Lewis playing tomorrow?
I have no
idea. You sure?
I don't know.
You don't know if he's playing? You're shaking your head. No, he has to
I have no idea.
I don't think he is. He hasn't said anything.
I don't know. Well, we'll see,
up
right?
This week too.
Yeah, we'll see. See what happens.
That's key. Who guards Squirrel? Who guards Arnold? And even if you do, you still have capable guys in Saim. Abrad's a capable receiver. Bucker's a capable receiver. This team is stacked.
Full team.
Yeah. This team is stacked.
Full team.
And then we don't even talk about the other guy they added. It's spelled different. The other Kenny, who makes plays.
Oh yeah, he's solid.
He's solid player. Came out of nowhere. Like, this team is good. Also, gonna have to do more than this. They're gonna have to bring it, man. They're gonna have to bring it because we do know the elites are gonna talk. They're gonna try to get in your head. Dre's gonna talk back. The rest of the team just has to stay focused. Let Dre talk. The rest of you guys don't get caught up in that.
This is the 8:30 game.
Jeez.
Oof.
Hold on, we have a quote. That's sheep for the people that don't know. Let's try. What did sheep just say?
Don't forget who's missing from that picture. He's talking about Anthony Lewis. On who?
No, he's
You?
talking about
talking about
himself.
himself.
He's talking about himself?
He's talking about himself.
We're not forgetting about him.
Locking them all up. Sheep, we
Shoot,
believe in
I
you.
believe in
anyway.
you. I just got to make sure that you're not working tonight. I have to make sure you know we
Yo,
talk,
last
me and
week-
Rob are on this podcast. We talk great about Sheep. You know that already. So that's
Last
not,
week, Sheep at 6:40 a.m. I'm on my way to the field.
Yeah, we have
Showed up at
Yeah,
9:55.
That's the only thing we feel with you. We know when you come out there, you're gonna ball, but we have to see you out there, man. 8:30 game.
I'm like, where's he traveling from? Pennsylvania? 3 hours to get here.
8:30 game. We have to make sure you get off in time. Pause. That was crazy.
You know what's great. I
That was crazy.
that
That
was
was crazy. That was
Yeah, watch
crazy.
yourself.
That was crazy. That was crazy.
So I guess it's me.
Yeah.
All Stars have to keep this a tight game. I think the game breaker, they have more game breakers speed wise on the elites. So they have to keep this game close. You need a tight game. Let's muddy this one up a little bit. You got to muddy this game up a little bit. Keep it close and then strike. If that makes any sense, I don't know. You know.
Okay.
Yeah, but you can't allow these elites to run wild because that's what they'll do. They have speed. They have guys that run hard. They play hard. They got guys. They got Arnold who can go up and get it. They got Squirrel Shifty. You got to contain. Make it tough on them. Make them drive and have, you need them to use all 4 downs to get their scores. You can't. I know you can say that in any game, but this team specifically, you can't have them just boom hitting you with chunks out the gate. So muddy it up a little bit.
True.
All I'm gonna say is, if you're playing 8:30, get there 8 o'clock, stretch out, get used to the field conditions. Don't just show up at 8:25 thinking the field's gonna be completely clean. Well, I'm telling you, it's not. So get out there early, run your routes, get your feet planted, and don't make an excuse. Oh, the field wasn't, up to standards and this and that, or we weren't ready. Bullshit.
Get it over there.
All right.
No,
I don't wanna
shout
hear
out
it.
to you three for
It's playoffs.
shoveling.
We got to do what we got to
Listen,
do.
Shout out to you three.
Listen, it's
Yeah.
playoffs. There's
Yeah.
no more excuses.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's win or go home.
Yeah.
That's about it. We've all been there. Some of us, some guys have won last year, some guys have never won. So, and keep your emotions in check. That goes for every team, every player. I don't want to throw a 15-yard penalty for bullshit. Keep your emotions in check.
Mhm.
If you get scored on, walk away. If you do the scoring, watch the trash talking. We don't mind the celebrations. Just
Keep it
don't
football,
direct
man.
it towards somebody else.
Keep it football.
Keep it
That's
football,
I
man.
will-
That's what we say. Keep it football.
That's it.
Keep it
But I
football.
haven't been on the pod, so I'm telling you right now,
Yeah.
I will throw the 15-yard. So
You told them.
I want it to be football, like E said. I don't want that extracurricular activity.
Mhm.
All right.
Anything
all.
football is allowed. Like I said, the funniest thing I seen all season, wah, but that's just talking trash. Nothing threats, nothing. Just something funny. Let's keep it that way. Celebrate. Don't celebrate at the people necessarily.
Exactly.
But keep it. Guys get testy. and
Keep it
these
light.
games matter
Keep
to
it
people.
lighthearted. Keep it fun. Celebrate with your teammates. Get a dance going. I don't know. It's in the rule book. We allow it. There's no taunting towards the other team. That's all.
Mm.
So, that's about it. And stay safe out there tomorrow.
Good
Be on
luck.
time.
Good luck to everybody tomorrow. All right, we're gonna run it down. Sahel, I think those were your final words.
Yes.
All right. E.
We're gonna be out there bright and early tomorrow. So please be out there, guys. First game will kick off at 8:30. All right.
Kenny.
I have the cones. So
he's
first game. Phil will be set up.
Good luck to everybody playing. Should be a good first playoff round for the Redzone League's first season. So it's good. Yep. Get this close up.
All right. Look at Sahel plugging the red zone jersey. You seen that? He did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Well, you guys ain't wearing it today.
I wear it everywhere. You see me in the streets.
Rob ready for his date tonight.
Listen, good luck, everybody. Like I'm a mirror what Sahel said. Keep it football. Have fun. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy the moment. We're in the playoffs. It's gonna be beautiful, man. I actually think the field conditions are gonna be very good tomorrow, from what I'm seeing over here by my house and the field over here. So I think everything should be, for the most part, cleared up. There'll be a little patch, but when you get out there, trample it a little bit with your team, it'll be gone if there's anything there.
That's it.
That's it. The guys, everybody will be out there early, as Sahel said, 8:30. Field to be ready. Everything will be ready to go.
Who's thumbs down?
Whose thumbs down was that? I can't even tell. Yeah, but good luck to all teams. Shock the world. If Kenny didn't pick you, shock the world. If he did, do what you supposed
Put it on me.
if he did pick you, hey, prove him right. All right. And right on time, my son just woke up.
Aw.
All right.
There's only one thing left to do.
Oh yeah, I got you. E. I got you right now.
Everybody take this right hand, make a muscle. I mean, left hand, make a muscle. Come on.
I got muscles to show.
Y'all leave me hanging. Left hand, make a muscle. So you gotta do it. Rob,
What?
press that button, Rob. Right hand, make that muscle.
got
Press
you,
that button, Rob.
What are we doing here? What is this?
Press that button.
I told you. Yesterday I saw this.
All right, guys. Peace out. Thanks for the guys who tuned in. The hell. I'm Rob Jones. Peace.
Win, and I'ma do it again. Watch me win, then watch me do it again. Tell 'em I can't take no loss. My team hold no L's, no. Aiming for the top, can't